Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalran. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the Conquest point wipe. It is scheduled to happen on the 2nd of December when the PvP season actually begins. Now, this issue has been an issue with some of the WoW community members, and I have my own opinions and concerns on it about how it's being dealt with now and what an issue like this could be dealt with like down the line in the future if anything like this comes back up. The issue is some people that were able to get into level 100 and be able to farm the Asheron bosses, the main bosses of Faction, Alliance, or Horde. They were able to get a ton of Conquest point boost early on in the season before arenas were even started. This allowed some people to actually go out and buy a PvP set for Conquest gear. Now, I was one of the few people that actually was able to accomplish this. I farmed the Vol'jin looking boss as Alliance, and all of us got a ton of Conquest points after organizing ourselves together, getting Fangirl up, getting any other support we could, getting the Ogre King up. We all got together as a server and we organized these events of us being able to take down the boss early on in the game while the game was fresh. And for this, Blizzard feels like that some players that were able to get to level 100 earlier than others, some players that were able to get under Asheron before everybody else, those players that were able to do this, that were able to scurry on through the leveling process and get into Asheron and start focusing on the PvP gathering as quickly as possible, those players are going to have any gear, any Conquest points removed and reverted into honor points, and the gear that is Conquest bout is going to be reverted into an honor point equivalent of it. So as I got Conquest point bracers, those bracers are going to turn to honor point bracers, and so on with everybody else. They're going to let you keep the amount of Conquest you have amassed as far as it seems. So if you're trying to go for a weapon, you gotta first amass 7,250 honor points, Conquest points, before getting your weapon. So those points collected should still go to your weapon, but it's unclear right now. I have an issue with this. There's some players that have taken the time, as soon as they got to level 100, they went to Asheron the first thing. They tried to get their gear the best way they could. A community had to band together and fight off a boss of the opposite faction, be it fairly done or completely outnumbered, but even the boss's mechanic were required for the whole server to band together and follow an organized plan. You weren't able to do this by yourself or in a group with a couple of people. This required whole server faction participation. All the people that couldn't enter Asheron, they had to participate together in order to accomplish this goal. And I feel like those efforts are now diluted into meaningless honor points, because Conquest points are definitely more valuable than honor points, and the gear and the stats you gain out of them definitely is more beneficial than just some honor point gear. While this is true that people were able to get their gear ahead before everybody else, and there was a lot of server issues and whatnot, I feel like the people that were fortunate, that were lucky, and people that were determined should not be punished. And who is Blizzard to say who was determined and who was simply lucky? That's the only issue that I really have with this concern. A lot of players have took the time and got into Asheron as soon as they got to level 100. They farmed the gear the whole time. They went through the battlegrounds, the wins and the losses in order to get their full sets. And then they got into groups together and organized teams, organized battle plans, organized the preparations. And I was one of the few people leading that charge in Darkspear when we were all trying to get our Conquest points done. I was one of the few people that were able to step up to the plate and organize the whole deal, tell people what needs to be done, tell everybody what their job is, and pretty much see through that everybody accomplishes their end of the bargain so that everybody can benefit out of this situation. And it's sad to see that the whole PvP community, the ones that have gotten the first out there, the ones that have put the most time and the most effort, are kind of being diluted. Their efforts are being completely diluted. I would have understood it if maybe it was some sort of an exploit or some sort of a hack or some sort of clever use of game mechanics to get the items that we all needed and get the points that we needed, but no, this was literally server banding together, people taking their time physically in order to accomplish a goal together. I would understand if it was some sort of cheating and the cheating did not allow you to get any gear and you were punished for it in the sense that you were taking away your rewards. But I felt the rewards were way too just, and taking them away is too much. But what do you guys think? Leave me in the comments below, and we'll see on the December 2nd just how Blizzard deals with the whole Conquest reroll. Hope you guys are having a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.